Welcome to Come Study With Me, where I make TikToks on my finals and pretend it's for studying. 2 down, 2 to go. Next one coming up is virology, so let's talk about viruses. Viruses in general are just fucking weird. I don't entirely know where they came from. There's some theories that they may be the first form of life ever, but they're also not alive because they don't meet all the criteria. They're just weird. Like, when I was in high school, my science teacher said there was still a debate going on whether viruses were real or not. I think it's been pretty well established, not real, living, whether they're living or not. We know they're real. But whether they're living or not, I think that's been pretty well established they're not living, but I'll tell you the reason for the debate. So what a virus is, it's a piece of genetic material, so either DNA or RNA, surrounded by a protein capsid, and sometimes there can be envelopes. That's it. That's all they are. And the debate comes from, because only living things have genetic material, and viruses have that. But living things also need to be cellular, and viruses don't have cells. They're literally just DNA and protein, or genetic material, DNA, RNA, protein. They do technically reproduce, but they need a host in order to reproduce. So do some parasites, but viruses completely rely on the host for their host's metabolism, as well as, making new viruses. They do not have their own metabolism, and they cannot make their own energy. They rely completely on the host. They also can infect every single circle of life, so that's animals, plants, fungi, bacteria, archaea, all of it. Viruses can infect all of them. Not every virus can infect all of them, but there is not a single group of organisms on the planet that cannot be infected by viruses. And they have to physically enter the cell in order to infect them, and then therefore reproduce. And they do that by using the cell's own receptors, proteins, glycoproteins on the cell surface. They attach to those and go into the cell. And then once infected, there's very little the cell can do, except just because at this point, they're infected, and the virus has essentially taken over, and so to stop the virus from spreading, the host immune system has to just kill the entire cell. Viruses are weird and freaky and tend to scare me, and I think that is well warranted.